Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. What are credit card terms and conditions? 24.64%. That's the average APR you're paying. Let's start with a number that should stop you cold. 24.64%. That's the average APR for credit cards in 2025. It means if you're carrying a balance, you're likely losing nearly a quarter of that value every year in interest. But where does that number come from, and what traps make it worse? Understanding your credit card's terms and conditions isn't optional. It's a survival skill. Fees hide behind jargon. Promotional rates vanish with a missed payment, and grace periods are shorter than they seem. This isn't about reading fine print. It's about decoding the true cost of your credit. If you want to stop leaking money and start leveraging credit as a tool, not a trap, it begins with mastering the terms. Let's break them down. Credit cards are contracts, not convenience tools. Most people treat credit cards like digital cash, but they're legal contracts. Every swipe, tap, or online checkout is governed by preset terms. The modern credit card evolved from post-war consumer lending and exploded with deregulation in the 80s. With it came evolving complexity, layered APRs, penalty rates, and fee triggers. Today's terms are clear thanks to the Card Act of 2009, which introduced mandatory disclosures and simplified language via the Schumer Box. But simplified doesn't mean simple. What you agree to could change your borrowing cost overnight. Understanding the historic rise in credit usage and regulatory response is key to protecting yourself. This contract isn't just for lawyers, it's for anyone who borrows. It's time to read it like your finances depend on it, because they do. From convenience to cost, how the fine print hits your wallet. Every line in your terms has a price tag. Consider this, a $500 balance with a 24.64% APR left unpaid for a year adds $123 in interest. Miss a payment and your penalty APR could spike to nearly 30%. Worse, balance transfer fees can add 3 to 5% and late fees can run you $30 to $40 each. Even inactivity can trigger charges. Every term, from minimum finance charges to foreign transaction fees, is a design lever for revenue and rewards. They're only a win if you never carry a balance. One misstep and your points are eclipsed by penalties. That's how cards stay profitable. It's not predatory, it's engineered behavior. Knowing where the cost sits lets you navigate smarter because, yes, a credit card is a tool, but it is also a scalpel. The cascade effect. One missed payment, multiple penalties. Last chance. Prepare for a domino effect. One missed payment can trigger a penalty APR, void a promotional rate, and sink your credit score. Your interest costs rise, your statement minimum grows, and the revolving balance balloons. This isn't theoretical. It's engineered to amplify risk. Credit card agreements spell this out, but most people don't notice until they're paying for it. Understanding the causal chain, how one lapse compounds into long-term debt, is essential. And it's always documented. The grace period, gone. Rewards, pause. Credit limit, slashed. Paying late isn't just a mistake, it's a multiplier. Read your terms, know the threshold, and don't assume mercy. The system runs on triggers, and it doesn't blink. APR versus grace period? Which costs you more? APR gets the spotlight, but grace period quietly controls your cost of borrowing. If you pay your full balance within the grace window, usually 21 to 25 days, you pay no interest. Miss that window and APR kicks in retroactively. That's how users with low APR cards still bleed money. The average grace period is 23 days, but only applies if your balance is fully paid the previous month. It's a silent gatekeeper. Worse, cash advances and balance transfers often have no grace period. Understanding which terms override others is key because managing credit isn't just about comparing rates, it's about mastering the sequence. Knowing when your clock starts and when it ends can save hundreds a year. Slide 6. When points mask penalties. Cash back, miles, points. They're headline bait, but here's the twist. The average reward card holder who carries a balance pays $832 in interest annually. Most earn less than half that in rewards. That's not a perk, it's camouflage. The psychology of rewards masks the math of debt. Even worse, redemption terms often devalue your points. Blackout dates, transfer limits, expiration clauses. Meanwhile, higher APRs on reward cards offset the goodies. Your agreement discloses all of this if you look. So, the real value of rewards isn't in what they give, it's what they distract from. Read the fine print, then run the numbers, because a 2% cashback card that carries a 26% APR isn't generous, it's strategic. What happens if you ignore the terms? Ignoring your terms doesn't nullify them, it empowers them. Data shows that 62% of cardholders don't read their agreement. Those users are 3 times more likely to carry a balance and twice as likely to incur fees. The system counts on passivity, but it punishes it too. Failure to understand can lead to surprise rate hikes, unexpected charges, and promotional expiration. Over time, it's not just about cost, it's about control. Your financial trajectory can diverge dramatically from one decision, engage or ignore. And inaction is action. If you don't review the terms, they will act on your behalf. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being aware, because what you don't know will cost you. How to read every credit card in under 5 minutes. Start here, the Schumer Box. It's your decoding key. APRs, fees, penalties, and reward structures are standardized by law in this summary chart. Focus on 4 boxes: purchase APR, penalty APR, grace period, and fees. Then read how balances are calculated, daily versus average. Note when your clock starts. If there's a rewards program, check redemption terms, expiration limits, and qualifying thresholds. If there's a promotion, write down the deadline, then calendar it. This entire scan should take under 5 minutes and save you hundreds. You don't need a finance degree, you just need a method. Every term in the agreement is there because it affects cost or behavior. Learning the way out gives you leverage, because the best financial decisions isn't choosing the lowest APR, it's choosing to understand the terms behind it. There's over $1 trillion in US related credit card debt. Keep in mind, 45% of people pay off their credit card every month, leaving 65% paying an unbelievably high 24% or higher interest rate. That's throwing money out the window. Discipline yourself. Cut back. Spend less. Create a budget. Have an emergency fund. And think long term. If you have any questions or any helpful tips about credit card management or credit card budgets, comment. Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. See you soon.